Oh, hey there. I didn't see you. Sorry to creep in all close like this, get all up in your business.
For years, fans only saw the races, the wins, and the legend of Big Chief. But no one really knew what was hiding behind the closed doors of his garage until now. When the doors finally opened, what they discovered wasn't just a collection of cars. It was a vault of secrets, personal stories, and jaw-dropping builds that even longtime followers didn't see coming. What was buried deep inside Big Chief's private world? Get ready, because what they found will leave you speechless. Who's Big Chief? Justin Shearer, widely known by his street name, Big Chief, is one of the most recognized figures in the world of underground street racing. He gained nationwide fame through the reality TV series Street Outlaws, where he quickly became a fan favorite for his bold personality, racing skills, and deep respect for the street racing code. But before the lights and cameras came, Big Chief was just a young boy in Oklahoma City, obsessed with fast cars and the roar of engines. Born in Louisville, Kentucky, Justin moved to Oklahoma with his mother at a young age after his father passed away. His childhood was shaped by car culture. He would ride his bike to Route 66 just to watch street races and dream of the day he would be behind the wheel. That passion never faded. In fact, it grew stronger with time, pushing him into a world that many see as dangerous, but that he saw as home. Big Chief's rise wasn't overnight. He started small, racing anything he could get his hands on. But his dedication and talent stood out. Over the years, he built a name for himself in the street racing scene of Oklahoma, which was already known for being one of the most competitive underground circuits in the country. His skill and fearless attitude made him the race master of the 405 list, a ranking of the fastest racers in Oklahoma City. With the success of Street Outlaws, Big Chief's garage turned into something more than just a personal workspace. It became a symbol of raw creativity, mechanical knowledge, and rebellion against scripted reality TV. Located in Oklahoma, not far from the streets where he made his name, his garage has become a destination of sorts for fans and fellow racers alike. Unlike flashy commercial shops, his space feels real. It's where engines are rebuilt, ideas are tested, and dreams are chased. Visitors have noted that the garage reflects Chief's personality. No nonsense, focused, and passionate about racing. As for his home, Big Chief chose to live close to his roots. He didn't buy a luxury mansion in Los Angeles like many TV stars. Instead, he settled in Oklahoma near the community that had supported him since the beginning. Reports and fan videos suggest that he either bought or built a house near the area he races in. His property includes space for his cars, tools, and filming setup, blending work and life in a way that makes sense for someone who lives and breathes cars. Chief's home setup reflects his personality perfectly. There's nothing fake or exaggerated about it. It's a practical space where real work gets done. Friends and close followers have shared that his garage is often buzzing with activity, whether he's filming YouTube content with his partner Jackie or prepping for a no-prep race across the country. Even after stepping away from Street Outlaws, Big Chief stayed loyal to his roots. He didn't chase Hollywood fame. Instead, he focused on his YouTube channel, street races, and small tire events, doing what he loves without the noise of television producers or scripted drama. His story is a reminder that you can find success without losing your authenticity. For fans around the world, Justin Big Chief Shearer isn't just a racer. He's the heart and soul of real street racing. Now let's take you to the most exciting part of Big Chief's home, his personal garage. A place that holds surprising secrets and a setup unlike anything you'd expect from a street racer. The surprising garage of Biff Chief. Big Chief's garage is a place that truly reflects who he is: focused, hands-on, and deeply connected to the street racing world. While many television personalities in the car world operate out of flashy commercial shops, Big Chief has chosen to keep things personal and practical. His garage in Oklahoma is not about showing off. It's about getting real work done. When the garage door opens, there's no dramatic lighting or overly staged setup. Instead, what you see is a well-organized, purpose-built workspace filled with tools, projects, and years of racing experience. The garage is located on his private property close to where he lives, and it's designed to serve both his mechanical work and his growing online presence. In the early days, Big Chief started out working in small spaces with limited tools. As he gained recognition and built a reputation in the street racing community, he slowly expanded his garage setup. What makes this space surprising is not its size or look, but the amount of serious, high-level work that goes on inside it. There are engines on stands, transmission parts on workbenches, and shelves filled with everything from gaskets to welders. The garage is neatly divided into areas: mechanical workstations, tool storage, filming setup, and personal items. Big Chief has created a space where every tool and machine has a place. There are several toolboxes organized by task, including electrical work, suspension tuning, and fabrication. A lift sits in the center of the garage, allowing him to work comfortably on cars from underneath. The floor shows signs of heavy use: oil stains, weld marks, and rubber from tires, all signs of a space where real racing builds happen. One of the more interesting aspects of his garage is the mix of old-school equipment with modern tech. You'll find classic metalworking tools sitting alongside digital scanners and performance monitoring systems. This balance shows his ability to combine experience with innovation. He doesn't rely on others to do the work. He prefers to do it all himself, or with the help of a small, trusted circle. Also noticeable is the camera gear. Since Big Chief started producing content for his YouTube channel, his garage now includes lights, tripods, microphones, and other filming tools. These don't take over the space, but are set up in a way that allows him to record updates, tutorials, and behind-the-scenes moments without interrupting his work. This has made the garage a hub not just for car building, but also for sharing knowledge with fans. Throughout the garage, you can spot personal touches: racing helmets, framed photos, handwritten notes, and memorabilia from past events. These items show that the garage isn't just a workplace. It's also a reflection of Big Chief's journey in racing and his connection to the people around him. He's not trying to impress anyone with luxury. He's showing what dedication and focus can create when given the right tools and space. Surprisingly, the garage remains private and controlled. Unlike big shops that are open to visitors or full of employees, this one is run mostly by Chief himself. There's a quiet discipline to how everything is arranged. It's clear that this is a place where every project is taken seriously. Then comes the most surprising part of the garage: the most unique and precious item Big Chief has ever owned. Quietly sitting in a corner, holding more personal value than any race trophy or build. The crown jewel, the Crow. Among all of Big Chief's projects, there is one that stands above the rest in terms of meaning, history, and legacy. It is a car known simply as the Crow. For those unfamiliar with the world of street racing, this vehicle might look like just another muscle car at first glance. But for fans and racers who have followed Big Chief's journey for years, the Crow is far more than a car. It is the heart of his racing career. The Crow began its life as a 1972 Pontiac Le Mans. Big Chief chose this car not for its rarity or luxury, but because of what it represented. He wanted a car that would reflect his style: raw, powerful, and built with his own hands. Over the years, this car went through several changes. It was not just tuned, it was rebuilt and reimagined more than once, each version of it better than the last. The construction of the Crow has always been deeply personal for Big Chief. He worked on it himself, often with the help of close friends. Every piece of the car, from the chassis to the engine, was chosen with purpose. The car has run everything from naturally aspirated small blocks to high-horsepower turbo and supercharged combinations. In its more recent versions, the Crow has featured a twin-turbo setup, a powerful engine block, and a full race suspension. It is built not just for straight-line speed, but also for consistency and durability in high-stress street racing environments. One of the most important features of the Crow is its steel body. Unlike many racers who use lightweight fiberglass bodies to gain speed, Big Chief insisted on keeping the steel body. He believed it added a sense of realness to the car. It was heavier, yes, but it also made the car feel solid and connected to its roots. For him, racing was not just about being fast. It was about racing with something real. Big Chief used the Crow in countless races across the country. It made its first appearances in Oklahoma City street racing scenes long before television crews showed up. Once Street Outlaws launched, the Crow became one of the most recognized cars on the show. Viewers watched it take on some of the fastest cars in America, from old-school muscle to new builds packed with cutting-edge technology. What made the Crow a game-changer in street racing was not just its speed, it was the way it was raced. Big Chief always treated racing like a craft, not a spectacle. He spent hours tuning and testing. He studied traction, timing, and every small detail. His careful preparation gave the Crow a strong reputation among racers. People respected the car not just because it won races, but because it was built and raced with intention. Throughout interviews and episodes, Big Chief has often spoken about how much the Crow means to him. He once said in an interview that this car was like a part of his family. When the Crow crashed in a major accident during a race in 2015, Chief was devastated. The car suffered heavy damage, and he was injured as well. But instead of replacing it, he rebuilt it. The process took time, but he refused to let it go. In his own words, "You don't throw away something that has your whole heart in it." The rebuild of the Crow after the crash marked an important moment. It showed his dedication to racing not as a business, but as a lifestyle. He could have moved on to a newer, faster car. Many racers would have. But for Chief, the Crow was part of his identity. Rebuilding it was about staying true to who he was. Even after stepping away from Street Outlaws, Big Chief has kept the Crow alive. He continues to use it in races, test it in his garage, and talk about it on his YouTube channel. For fans, seeing the Crow is like seeing an old friend. It represents years of battles, victories, losses, and lessons. In the world of street racing, cars come and go. Builds get upgraded, engines get swapped, and names fade. But the Crow has stayed. It remains one of the few cars that fans can name instantly. And that is because it is not just a car, it is a story. A story of a young racer who built something with his own hands, poured his passion into it, and never gave up, even when the odds were against him. For Big Chief, the Crow will always be the crown jewel of his garage. Apart from the crown jewel, the garage revealed many hidden projects, cars in various stages of development, each with its own unique story and purpose behind the build. Hidden projects and surprise builds. Tucked away behind tool cabinets and under protective covers are a number of hidden projects that showcase Big Chief's creativity, engineering skills, and deep love for all things automotive. These builds are often unseen by the casual viewer, but frequently catch the attention of longtime fans who follow his channel and updates closely. Big Chief has always been interested in experimenting with different setups, not just sticking to one kind of car or engine type. Over time, he has collected and worked on several classic muscle cars. Some of these vehicles are brought in for full restoration, while others are stripped down for high-performance modifications. Unlike the Crow, which has a long racing history, these lesser-known builds are often more personal or experimental. One project that fans have spotted in his videos is an older Chevrolet model, which he has slowly been transforming with a modern powertrain and updated suspension. It is not meant for immediate racing, but is instead a long-term build where he tests new ideas. In one video, he explained that he enjoys working on cars that do not come with a deadline. This allows him to try different configurations, tuning methods, and chassis designs without the pressure of race day. Another surprise build in his garage is a small tire project that he has been quietly working on. While Big Chief is best known for big-tire, high-horsepower cars, he has recently shown interest in small-tire racing, which is growing in popularity. These cars require a completely different approach in terms of setup, traction, and weight distribution. His small tire build includes a lightweight body, a carefully balanced suspension system, and a mid-level engine setup that is designed more for finesse than brute strength. In addition to the muscle cars and small tire projects, there are also several frame-off builds in progress. These include partial chassis lying on the side, engines mounted on stands, and cars that have been completely stripped down to their shells. What makes these builds interesting is that they often serve as test beds. Big Chief uses them to try out new engine configurations, experiment with power adders like turbos or nitrous, or test different transmission setups. These experiments are not always successful, but they are a part of the process that helps him improve as a builder and racer. Chief has never been one to announce every new project publicly. Instead, he occasionally reveals them through short clips on his YouTube channel or in the background of other videos. This has created a sense of curiosity among his audience, who always look closely to see what new build might be taking shape in the corner of the garage. His channel is filled with moments where a viewer will pause and say, "Wait, what's that in the background?" One surprising build that caught the attention of fans was a vintage two-door coupe with a unique body style. Chief mentioned briefly that he had plans to build it into a sleeper, a car that looks stock from the outside but hides serious performance under the hood. Though he has not revealed the full details yet, it is projects like this that show his range and creativity as a builder. Another thing that stands out is the way he documents his builds. Unlike traditional car shows that are heavily scripted and edited, Big Chief prefers a raw, honest approach. He records updates as they happen, shares challenges openly, and walks viewers through the decision-making process. Whether it is choosing a camshaft or dealing with frame measurements, he breaks it down in a way that even newer fans can follow. Many of his hidden projects also involve collaboration. He has worked with fellow racers and friends to bring some of these builds to life. Sometimes these cars are meant for other people, while others are joint ventures where everyone brings something to the table. The garage serves as a shared space where ideas are exchanged and new concepts are tested. What makes these hidden projects special is that they show another side of Big Chief. He is not just a racer chasing wins. He is a builder who enjoys the process, someone who loves spending hours in the garage figuring things out. These surprise builds remind fans that behind the public image is a man who still gets excited about working on cars late at night, solving problems, and turning old metal into something fast and powerful. Big Chief's garage is full of more than just a single race car. It is a creative workshop filled with classic cars, experimental setups, and surprise builds that reflect his evolving journey as both a racer and a builder. Each project adds a new layer to his story and keeps fans guessing about what might come next. Let's now take you back into Big Chief's personal life and uncover some hidden parts of his journey. Quiet, private moments that, much like his garage, reveal a side of him most people rarely get to see. Tensions behind the scenes. As the face of Street Outlaws for many seasons, Big Chief became a symbol of authority, fairness, and skill within the street racing community. His role as race master of the 405 list came with responsibilities, setting race rules, organizing events, and keeping the playing field even. However, behind the fast cars and exciting races, tension was building between Big Chief and the show's production team. These issues eventually led to his quiet but noticeable exit from the franchise. The problems began to surface when changes were made to the show's structure. As Street Outlaws gained popularity, producers looked for ways to keep the content fresh and appealing to a wider audience. This included new racers, different race formats, and added drama. One of the biggest points of disagreement was the introduction of the Race Your Way In rule. This rule required racers to earn a spot on the 405 list by competing against newcomers, regardless of how long they had been part of the racing scene. For many longtime racers, including Big Chief, this rule did not feel right. He believed the integrity of the list was being compromised by forcing experienced racers to defend their position against people who had no real connection to the original 405 crew. It created confusion and tension in the racing community, and Chief began to question the direction the show was taking. According to comments he made in his own YouTube videos and discussions on forums like Reddit, Chief was uncomfortable being asked to enforce rules he did not agree with. In his view, a race master should have the freedom to guide the show based on fairness and racing experience, not based on scripted drama or forced decisions. He said that the production team would not allow him to influence who raced and when, especially when it came to guest racers brought in by the show. These racers were often added for entertainment value, and their inclusion sometimes clashed with the structure that Chief had worked so hard to build. In one video, Chief explained that he was told he had to enforce production-driven rules, even if he did not support them. He was expected to make judgment calls on races that, in his opinion, should have been handled differently. This put him in a difficult position. He was being asked to go against the values that made him respected in the first place. Instead of compromising, Big Chief chose to step away. He did not make a dramatic announcement or engage in public fights. He simply stopped appearing on the show and began focusing more on his personal projects, including his garage builds and his YouTube channel. For fans who had followed him from the beginning, this was disappointing, but also understandable. Many supported his decision, saying that he stayed true to what he believed in. Behind the scenes, his departure changed the tone of the show. Without Chief, the racemaster role was filled by others, but the dynamic shifted. Viewers noticed the difference in how races were organized and how disputes were handled. The absence of Chief's calm, consistent presence was felt immediately. What made his exit more complex was how little was officially said. The show moved forward, but fans continued to ask questions. On platforms like Reddit, people discussed theories, shared clips, and tried to piece together what really happened. Chief, for his part, remained focused on racing and did not try to stir controversy. He occasionally addressed questions in his own videos, but avoided calling out individuals or blaming specific people. Maybe working in the garage was Big Chief's way of dealing with the tension in his life, a quiet escape from the pressure and noise. Let's take a closer look to see if that's true or not. Garage as liberation. For Big Chief, the garage has always been more than just a workspace. Over time, it became his creative sanctuary, a place where he could escape from outside pressure, reset his focus, and reconnect with what made him love racing in the first place. After years of dealing with the structure and expectations of reality television, the garage gave him the freedom to build, test, and race on his own terms. When tensions with the Street Outlaws production team reached a breaking point, Big Chief quietly stepped away from the spotlight. The disagreements over race formats and enforced rules had taken a toll on him. In several YouTube videos and informal discussions on platforms like Reddit, fans noticed how his tone changed. He no longer sounded excited about being on the show. Instead, he started investing more time into his garage and his personal YouTube channel, where he had full control over the content and message. The garage became the opposite of a film set. There were no retakes, no scripts, and no outside instructions. Here, Chief could work on what he wanted, when he wanted. If he had a new idea for a suspension setup or a fresh engine configuration, he could test it right away. No approvals, no interference, just mechanical work and honest effort. This level of independence allowed him to rebuild his passion without distractions. His content also began to reflect this new approach. Rather than appearing on heavily edited TV episodes, he started uploading more straightforward, unfiltered videos. These clips often featured real-time work on cars, technical breakdowns of builds, or casual conversations with his partner Jackie. Sometimes the audio was rough, or the camera angle was off, but fans appreciated the authenticity. It showed them a different side of Big Chief, someone who was still deeply connected to racing, but now more relaxed and more in control. By moving his storytelling to his own channel, Big Chief also cut ties with the pressure of television production. He no longer had to worry about forced drama or changes to the race list based on what made for better ratings. His focus shifted back to the things that mattered to him: learning, experimenting, and sharing knowledge with other racers and fans. The garage gave him that space, physically and mentally. In a way, the garage also became a personal therapy zone. It helped him process the frustrations that had built up over the years. He would often spend long hours working alone or with Jackie, focusing on small tasks that brought satisfaction. Whether it was welding a frame or tuning a carburetor, the act of building became a calming routine. It allowed him to stay grounded and clear his mind. Fans on Reddit and YouTube often comment on how much happier and more at peace he seems now compared to his time on the show. They point out that he smiles more, shares more insights, and seems truly excited about what he is doing. That change did not come from stepping away alone. It came from finding purpose again inside his own garage. What lies ahead for Big Chief? After stepping away from the spotlight of Street Outlaws, Big Chief has kept fans guessing about what he might do next. While he has made it clear that he's no longer interested in scripted racing drama, his passion for cars and racing is as strong as ever. His recent videos and garage updates give plenty of clues that Big Chief's journey is far from over. In fact, a new chapter may just be getting started. One of the most talked about directions for Big Chief is his interest in small tire racing. This style of racing, which involves cars with narrower tires and more unpredictable traction, is gaining popularity in the street racing world. Small tire events require different strategies, setups, and a lot of driver skill, and Big Chief seems excited by the challenge. In his YouTube videos, he has shown glimpses of smaller builds being developed, suggesting that he's preparing for serious competition in this scene. Fans are eager to see how someone with his experience in big tire racing adapts to the technical demands of the small tire format. There's also growing speculation about international events. Some of his recent conversations and hints in his videos point to possible appearances in places outside the United States. One location that keeps coming up is Stockholm. Known for its street racing culture, Stockholm offers a new type of racing environment and fan base. While nothing has been confirmed, the idea of Big Chief taking his skills and knowledge overseas has generated a lot of excitement. It would be a major move and could introduce him to a whole new group of racers and fans. Another major focus for Chief has been his partnership with Jackie. Together, they've been working on several new shop projects, many of which have been featured on their YouTube channel. Jackie has become a regular part of the content, helping with builds, discussing setups, and filming behind-the-scenes moments. Their teamwork adds a new dynamic to the channel, giving fans a more personal look at what goes on in the garage. They seem to be building not just cars, but also a long-term platform for racing, content creation, and community engagement. Looking ahead, it's clear that Big Chief is still very much part of the racing world, just on his own terms now. He has the freedom to choose his projects, the flexibility to travel or collaborate as he wishes, and a loyal fan base that follows him wherever he goes. The next big moment might come from a quiet garage update or a sudden race announcement. But one thing is certain, Big Chief still has a lot more to offer. What are your thoughts on what was found in Big Chief's garage? Did anything surprise you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments.